Hello, welcome to the BT360 podcast, What's Up in Business Travel, a weekly podcast where we update you on what's up this week in the world of business travel. This podcast is great for those who need to know what's happening, all in less than 15 minutes. My name is Ash. Let's get started. It is Monday, September 8th, and we have completed week 35 of 2025. As a reminder, Business Travel 360 is a great resource to take advantage of for everything business travel. Here you can listen to great podcasts, take advantage of bonus points and status match offers that the airlines and hotels are promoting, and even have fun with some videos. Check all of this out at businesstravel360.com. Now, let's get to the headlines. Qantas, Hawaiian, WestJet, Air France, KLM, and Aeroflot. Each one of these airlines has fallen victim to cyber attacks this summer. According to cyber defense experts, it is reasonable to expect that airlines will continue to be targets of hackers, both the cyber criminal and state-sponsored variety. WestJet was the first of the large airlines to report a breach this summer. Hackers were able to obtain travel-related documents, such as passports, but not any payment information. Hawaiian was struck next later in June. The airline did not offer any details as to which of its IT systems was compromised, but the incident played a part in the FBI issuing a warning that a notorious cybercriminal organization called Scattered Spider had turned its attention to the airline industry. Then, later in June, an attack on Qantas, in which hackers gained access to a customer servicing platform, which the names, email addresses, birth dates, and frequent flyer numbers of 6 million travelers was compromised. Hackers then gained access to similar information in early August on Air France KLM. Large airlines typically rely on a wide range of operating systems, including legacy technology that is decades old and not easily updated, plus their IT systems are sprawling. For example, in the chaos of Delta last year, a failed software update by cybersecurity providers CrowdStrike, the airline had to physically reset 40,000 servers. Airlines also rely on third-party providers for IT systems, a weakness that was exploited by hackers this summer. Qantas and Air France KLM each reported that their customer data breaches came through third-party systems. Google will have to share data with rivals and will not be allowed to enter into any exclusive contracts, according to a new decision from a U.S. district judge. However, Google would not be forced to sell its Chrome browser. As reported by the Associated Press, Reuters, and other publications, the decision arrives just a year after a U.S. district judge ruled that Google had created a monopoly over search in a landmark decision. The ruling followed years of complaints from travel industry leaders and other players, and an ongoing lawsuit was filed by the U.S. Department of Justice in 2020. While Google will be able to keep Chrome, the judge added restrictions on the payments Google makes for default browser placement on smartphones. The company can carry on with the payments, but is no longer allowed to sign exclusive contracts. Google will also have to make some search index data and user interaction data available to its competitors, but this excludes ads data according to CNBC. The data that Google will have to share includes sets from ordinary commercial terms that is consistent with Google's current syndication services. The TSA capped off an incredibly busy summer with record-setting numbers over Labor Day weekend. From Friday to Monday over the weekend, TSA screened a staggering 10.4 million individuals at checkpoints around the country. Friday, August 29th was the busiest day of the agency's history, with almost 3 million passengers screened. That was the highest number before Labor Day weekend, according to TSA. Passenger numbers for the entire weekend were 3.3% higher than in 2024. The Trump administration said it is abandoning a Biden-era plan that sought to require airlines to compensate stranded passengers with cash, lodging, and meals for flight cancellations or changes caused by the airline. The proposed rule would have aligned U.S. policy closely with the European airline consumer protections. The Department of Transportation said that it plans to scrap the proposed rule to be consistent with the department and administration priorities. The Trump administration has sought to significantly roll back or modify federal regulations that the administration deems are wasteful or burdensome. Industry trade group Airlines for America, which represents airlines including United, Delta, and Southwest, welcomed the move by the Trump administration. Southwest Airlines has begun flying its first aircraft with a secondary cockpit barrier. The Boeing 737 aircraft entered into service on August 29th. The folding door is located on the cabin side of the forward galley. Before a pilot exits or re-enters the cockpit, the door is to be closed as a security measure. The addition of a secondary cockpit door across U.S. airlines has been a priority of the Airline Pilots Association since 9/11. Under the FAA regulation issued in 2023, all new planes delivered to U.S. airlines must have a secondary door by August of next year. Southwest said that implementing a security measure a year early is a reflection of its robust approach to safety. Southwest expects to have 26 aircrafts with a sliding door by the end of the year. Now in news that impacts the travel industry. Spirit Airlines is ending service in a host of U.S. cities this fall as it fights for its survival. Its rivals, meanwhile, are circling its customers, and one is preparing for the possibility that Spirit Airlines will shut down altogether. United Airlines is putting on a sale of new flights in cities where Spirit operates, like its home base in Fort Lauderdale and Orlando, as well as Las Vegas, Houston, and Chicago. According to United's Senior Vice President of Global Network Planning and Alliances, who said that if Spirit goes out of business, it will be incredibly disruptive. So we're adding those flights to give their customers other options if they want or need them. United's new flights start on January 6th. Last week, Frontier Airlines, the second largest budget airline in the U.S. behind Spirit, announced 20 new routes to compete with Spirit. American Express Global Business Travel has finally completed its acquisition of fellow travel management company CWT 17 months after the deal was announced. The transaction is worth $540 million, reduced earlier this year from the original valuation of $570 million in March of 2024. The mega merger of the global TMCs has been delayed by an investigation by the UK Competitive and Markets Authority, which started in June of 2024 before the deal was eventually given the green light in March of 2025. A final merger hurdle to the acquisition was an antitrust lawsuit filed by the US DOJ, which has been due to go on trial in September before the case was suddenly dropped by the DOJ in July. During AmexGBT's second quarter results presentation, the CEO said he was unable to provide any details of CWT's financial performance until the deal was closed. But he was very confident that AmexGBT could achieve the original estimate of $155 million in synergies within 3 years following the acquisition. In a statement, AmexGBT said that CWT's customers will gain access to its platforms including Neo and Agencia, as well as Select, which integrates with technology suppliers. AmexGBT said it will provide details on the financial impact of the CWT acquisition when it publishes its Q3 results in November. WestJet has reached an agreement with Boeing to purchase 60 737 MAX narrow-body aircraft and 7 787 Dreamliner wide-body aircrafts. This would be WestJet's largest order with Boeing to date. The order, to be delivered through 2034, includes the options for 25 additional 737 MAX aircraft and 4 additional Dreamliner aircraft, bringing WestJet's current order book to 123 aircraft with 40 options. The airline's current fleet consists of 193 aircrafts. And now, news of new travel services and improvements. Zipcar vehicles are now available by the day to drivers who work for Uber, offering more flexible access to a professionally managed fleet. Zipcar for Uber drivers provides access to 24/7 on-demand, self-serving vehicles while offering a diversified fleet including hybrids and electric vehicles. Zipcar for Uber driver enables drivers to earn a special daily rate and access electrical charging, vehicle insurance options, maintenance, 24/7 trip support, and roadside service. The ability to earn via car sharing is a category for Zipcar for Business, a platform that provides enterprise and government entities, residential complexes, and small businesses with customized fleet management solutions. Zipcar for Business reduces the overall owning, operating, and maintaining a fleet, helping businesses achieve their targets and reduce their carbon footprint. American Airlines has added the 1,000th aircraft to its mainline fleet. The airline took delivery of the plane, a Boeing 787 in Dallas-Fort Worth, on Friday. The Dreamliner is fitted with American's recently unveiled flagship suites, which is being rolled out on all American's new 787s. American airline leaders pointed out that the milestone arrived close to American's 100th anniversary. American Airlines plans to add the Dreamliner to its route between Dallas and London and to select flights between Dallas and Auckland, Brisbane, and Buenos Aires. Private aviation supplier and platform Wheels Up has launched a paid membership program that guarantees availability of its private jet fleet to users every day of the year. The Wheels Up Signature Membership Program requires a 12-month commitment with a monthly subscription fee of $500 and a minimum prepaid deposit of $200,000. Corporate users can select one of two membership plans, a fixed plan, which offers fixed hourly rates for jet use, or the dynamic plan, which uses dynamic pricing based on market conditions. There are tiers of the fixed plan based on the amount of initial paid deposit. The amount of lead time necessary for guaranteed jet arrival is higher in lower tiers. Southwest Airlines will begin offering free Wi-Fi to Rapid Reward Loyalty Program members on all flights next month with a new partnership with T-Mobile. As of October 24th, Rapid Reward members will be able to connect to Wi-Fi without charge for the duration of their flight across Southwest's network. The policy puts Southwest in line with the big three U.S. airlines. Delta Airlines began offering free Wi-Fi to loyalty members in 2023, and United Airlines is doing the same as it rolls out Starlink across its fleet. American Airlines announced that it will be offering free Wi-Fi to loyalty members on most of its fleet beginning in January 2026. JetBlue has signed with Amazon as a provider of satellite broadband Wi-Fi for the airline, the first airline globally to sign with the network. JetBlue said it will begin introducing the technology on a portion of its fleet in 2027. Amazon began full-scale deployment of the satellites for the network in April and expects to begin delivering the service to customers later this year. JetBlue already offers free Wi-Fi across its fleet, and Amazon's service was an exciting leap forward for JetBlue in onboard connectivity. And finally, some technology news. SAP Concur has integrated HotelHub's hotel content aggregation technology into SAP Concur's Hotel Connector, which will enable travel management companies to improve access to their hotel content within Concur Travel. With HotelHub integration, TMCs can use its features within Concur Travel, including dynamic configuration and preferencing of both GDS and non-GDS hotel content, normalization and deduplication of hotel content, and PNR integration. Concur said joint customers of Concur and HotelHub have the implementation process underway for the integration, and the first launch should happen in the first quarter of next year. In a move aimed at easing the stress of air travel for those with tight itineraries, American Airlines has implemented a new AI system at the Phoenix airport designed to maximize the chances of passengers making their connecting flights. According to reports, the system grants the authority to hold flights for up to 10 minutes to ensure transfers are met, a decision previously left to the discretion of gate agents. Detailed data analysis now drives the once subjective process, with officials from American Airlines pointing out that over the Labor Day weekend, several flights experienced brief delays as a result of the newly adopted policy. The technology, which arrived at the airport ahead of the year's busiest travel periods, had previously been seen successful in major hubs such as Dallas-Fort Worth. With that, thank you for joining us, and I would like to ask you to tune in again next week on Monday morning to get your weekly update. We hope that you will make this a regular part of your week and listen in while you're on the move or sitting back and sipping your coffee. You can subscribe to this podcast by searching Business Travel 360 on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, or Pandora. Be sure to share this podcast with everyone you know so that they can also benefit from getting to know more about what's up in business travel. You can always find more information on businesstravel360.com. Have a great day and travel well.